Hey everybody, Ben here, and so what I want to talk about today, going to start trying to do some other content, both for dogs, but I want to talk about other types of things that I am equally passionate about, and things that got me working with dogs in the first place. Because years ago, when I thought about working with animals, I initially wanted to work with reptiles. So this little guy, let me see if I can get him towards the camera here. This is Oberon. And if you know me personally, or you've taken a class with me, sometimes you've heard me talk about him. And what I'm going to start doing is on the first day of every month, is I'm going to start making some exotic pet appreciation posts where I can share some information about exotics that we've kept over the years and you might consider bringing into your own home. And I want to start right here with my good buddy, the Kenyan Samboa. This is Oberon. He's a male. You can see that he is just about a little over a foot long, thereabouts. So let's talk a little bit about this snake and why I like them, and if it's a good fit for your house. So these Kenyan Samboas, obviously they come from East Africa. They live in loose substrates. They're a temperate snake, so they're actually pretty at home here in Florida. They can tolerate a change in temperature, hot and cold. They are very docile snakes. They are obviously non-venomous, as denoted by the name boa. Boas are very primitive snakes, so to speak, in the evolutionary point of view. Most boas you could still see, if you were to do an x-ray of him, you could still see pronounced bone structures where his ancestors were lizards, right? We know that snakes were lizards first, and they probably evolved their narrow body to hunt small animals in narrow spaces like holes and under plants. So the Kenyan Samboa, it's a great first or an introductory snake, a good introductory reptile. They are extremely docile. They can be a little shy until you get used to handling. He's been handled a lot, as you can see. He's quite comfortable with me. He's very comfortable with my wife. And males stay pretty small. Oberon is about 10-ish. I'm not really sure how old he was when we got him, but we've had him for 10 years, so I know he's probably at least over 10. Males don't tend to be bigger than 18 inches. They come in a variety of colors, but this is their natural color. And they are little bitty constrictors, so when you feed him, he is going to grab the mouse and coil around it and swallow it in one piece. He eats frozen thawed. I don't feed live. And he is kept in a 20-gallon enclosure. A 20-gallon enclosure with on sand with an under tank heater and a small water bowl and some things he can climb on. People will tell you that these snakes do not climb. They most certainly do climb. You can see right here, he's been all over my hand. He has no problems going vertical though, right? You see his head coming up. He's looking for a perch to crawl over, right? Males are known to fast themselves occasionally. That's okay. They also have these periods of extreme activity where they will try to get out of their enclosures, and that's when their typical mating season is. He's gotten a little, in his old age, he's gotten a little bit more docile, a little bit more calm. I feed him twice a month. You can feed him every week. He eats a couple of fuzzies every other week, and he does just fine. These are great intro snakes. These are great intro reptiles. They don't take up a lot of room. They don't leave a lot of messy, loose stool the way other snakes and other reptiles can. They leave these little dry pellets. They sometimes have issues shedding, but nothing a warm wet rag can't help with. Okay, so the reason I want to talk about this stuff is, again, I am just as excited about reptiles and other animals as I am about dogs. as a kid, one of my heroes was Steve Irwin. And actually what encouraged me to get a Kenyan Samboa was I wanted a pet snake. And I was watching an old episode of The Crocodile Hunter. And I had never seen this episode before. And he found some Kenyan Samboas and was showing people, showing on the show what Kenyan Samboas are like in the wild. Females do get a little bit bigger than males. Again, males get to be about 18 inches or so at the biggest. Females can get up to 2.5, sometimes 3 feet, but they are equally docile. These are actually social snakes. You can keep a couple of snakes in one large enclosure. Just make sure you're not keeping your males with a hungry female. I know that cannibalism is rare, but it does happen with snakes, with Samboas. So, again, just wanted to share something that I am equally passionate about with everybody here, and maybe educate people a little bit more. I really enjoy educating people about dogs, and I really like educating people about exotics as well. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll do this at the beginning of every month. I'll be starting with my pets, but I'll be expanding outward. And if there's a certain type of pet you'd like to see, certain type of exotic you'd like to know about, leave me a comment. I would love to know what kind of animals you're interested in. And if you're on social media and you're following this post, show me pictures of your exotics. I'd love to see what snakes, lizards, turtles, tortoises, frogs, whatever you have. I'd love to see them. All right, guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you down the road.